Good morning, my knitters. How are you? This is Recreational Knitting. My name is Karen, and this is where I discuss all the yarny things that I get into and everything that I'm knitting or have knitted or currently knitting or want to knit. So welcome. Today's not going to be a typical episode. Today I'm going to talk about July plans. We're going to be doing some casting on in January. We're going to be doing some casting on in July. It's Christmas in July cast-ons. We're borrowing Angie's idea from Yarn and Yarns. If you've not watched her, it's worth a look. What Angie does is cast on 12 objects that she would like to finish within the next months, years, days of casting on from December 25th through the end of January. Well, we're just going to borrow that idea and use it in July. There are no rules to this except enjoy. I thought it would be a good idea because we all kind of wait to the last minute and then think, I need to do 3 hats for my grandkids or 2 pairs of socks for my own children or whatever it is. But sometimes we have this Christmas comes before we know it. So this is an idea that you're welcome to participate in. We're going to do some Christmas casts on. The number is up to you. You can do 1, you can do 21. Don't care. It's your month of July. Since July in the Northern Hemisphere is stinking hot, and a lot of us watch the Tour de France, inside. Sometimes the Olympics are on, not this year, but sometimes we're doing a lot of indoor activities because it really is hot. And let's see if we can capitalize on that. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to cast on. And I have the right to reserve that not all of these are going to get cast on, or more will get cast on. It's just a thing. I need another project like I need a hole in the head. Some of this is selfish knitting, some of it is not. The first one that I plan to cast on is by Dawn Barker. It's a shawl and it's called Sampler. It is assigned pulling, and those of you that have been observant notice that I have a wall of samplers that I personally have, I almost said knit, that I've stitched over the years. My name on Ravelry is samplergal, and there's a reason for that. In my former life, I have stitched reproduction samplers and actually gave a few talks on it over the years about the history of Quaker samplers in the Philadelphia area. And yeah, just so you know, there's a reason behind this. I can no longer see that well to stitch, even though I've tried a few things here and there, and I still have some works in progress that my plans are to finish. I just can't do that as a primary hobby any longer. So I saw this and I thought, oh, how perfect. And I ordered some yarn. This is specifically, it's a Barker wool, and it's made by Madeline Tosh. And it is really more in, well, there's two colors that Quaker samplers come in, kind of a blue-greenish and red. And there are other colors, but these are the primary colors. So this is where you do the different stitch on the sampler. And that's what it looks like balled up. So I'm interested in doing this. This is a new technique for me. I've not done it. And yeah, I'm excited actually to cast this on. So this is ready to rock and roll. I have one ball up, and I will be keeping this in my Halloween bag because it'll likely take me till next year, Halloween, to finish it. But yeah, I think that it's beautiful yarn, a beautiful pattern. Yes! Once it's on the needles, then it's, you know, you got to work on it. And who knows, this might end up on my Make 9 for 2026. Wow. Yeah, so that's my first one. Oh, there's the needles that go with it. My second one is a new one that I just picked out this week because I had bought the pattern about a year ago thinking I was going to cast on and do this. This one is by Petite Knit and it's called the Cloud Tee. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. This is a short sleeved fingering weight. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Most of my tops are fingering weight. And it's just a simple tee. The design I love. Those of you that have been with me a while know that I don't do a lot of cables. I do some lace, but I don't do cables. First of all, they're heavy in Florida. And it's just not something I terribly enjoy knitting. I'm really digging this kind of theme. I've always been this way. I've never been somebody that enjoys fashion. I'm fine with, you know, a pair of khakis and a sweater. That's my style, always has been. So when I pick out patterns like this, it's because I really will wear it. And I have the needles ready to rock and roll. And I'm going to do this in the King Cole Linendale, which I got a couple weeks ago from Wool Warehouse. And I have 300 grams of this, and this knits up around a sport weight from everything I've read, even though it's listed as a DK weight. So yeah, so I'll probably have to do a little mathing, but that's how it is. But that's ready to go. Needles are ready. And this is going to live in this bag that is from Knitwit. I don't know where I got it, but I have it. So let's pull these things, and that's cast on number 2. Yeah. Okay. So we got a shawl and we got a t-shirt. So what am I doing with this next one? Well, I want to do this one too. This is Lene Holm Samso. I'm sure she's Danish. I'm not sure she's Danish. She's Scandinavian, but it looks Danish. And this is one that has the little 4 flowers, 4 little holes that make a little flower. And again, another little t-shirt. This is in a DK weight, and I have a bunch of Synchrony by Brown Sheep. There's the ball band. And this is 60% cotton, 40% wool in the color Baby's Breath. So I had started a sweater t-shirt with this last summer, maybe even the summer before, and it just wasn't working out. I pulled it on, did not look good. So I pulled it down. Here we are. We've got lots of wool in a bag, lots of it. So I'll have plenty for this. Needles are ready. Pattern is ready. 2 t-shirts and a shawl. Yikes. Big plans. Don't ask how many whips I have. It's not allowed. No. All right, the next one that I have is going to be a little gnome, which will probably make me lose my mind with the little tiny needles and little legs and little socks. May have to pay somebody to make those little socks. I don't know. It depends. Haven't looked at the pattern. Yeah, so I'm not a real big fan of gnomes. Don't ask me why I'm doing this, except that it's cute and it's, a lot of people were doing it last year, so I even ordered the yarn. So this is by, oh gosh, Mustache Yarns, and this is the, oh yeah. Anyway, this is the yarn for the hat and the socks. So I may start off with those socks and see how I like it. See if this is really what I want to do. No, I probably won't. He may just have to go barefoot if it comes to that. So this is a cast on. Now I'd like to get this finished for this Christmas. It may or may not occur. So that's number 4. At least it's not a sweater or a t-shirt. And of course I have other wool to go with it. The next one that I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to make us Christmas stockings. We really haven't had proper Christmas stockings. And this is something that I think was free. I picked up in a yarn store. And it's just got enough color work to make me happy and make it look good. I'm not a huge color work knitting fan. I can do it. It's just my happy place is stockinette round and round. I'm that kind of knitter. So anyway, I am going to make those. Out of these colors. And I may make them the same. I may make them different for Luke and I. Not sure yet, but that's the plan. Needles are in that bag. And this bag is exclusively for those 2 Christmas projects because they are Christmas decorations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have 2 more. I've lost my mind, or maybe I just never had one to begin with. However, with my current obsession with a ranunculus, I had this in my stash and I've been waiting to cast on a ranunculus. And this is what I think I'm going to do. This will not be the high-speed ones that I've been making, but this is a Noro Sonata, which is 35% cotton, 25% viscose, 20% silk, and 20% polyamide, and it's kind of a grayish color, light gray. So you're thinking, okay, the girl is making a white t-shirt. She's making a cream t-shirt, and now she's making a gray t-shirt. Yeah, neutrals. Neutrals is where it's at, baby. That's what I've got. I have the needles. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about these needles, by the way. And this will be a ranunculus for me. Now, this is a single ply. Don't know how that will wear, but I'm okay with it. I think it'll be fine. It's, this is kind of a DK weight, I think. That's what I would estimate it to be. What do they call it? Oh, they don't call it anything. Oh, no, they're calling it a fingering weight. Okay, all right. So I have 3 skeins of that. That'll be plenty. I'm sure I'll have a lot left over. So that is another one. These are, let's see if you can see these. These are Prim needles. I wanted to try these. They had these little, I call them nipples. You can call them bumps, whatever. But I thought, I've heard a couple other knitters that had been talking about these and how they really like them. And I thought, how does that work? I love them. For some reason, I don't think they would be good for all yarns and all projects, but I used it for my last ranunculus and I loved it. So I think these will be very nice. So if you get a chance and you see them somewhere, they're pretty inexpensive. They're plastic. These are 10s US. That's a 6, I think, in UK land. But yeah, let me know if you've ever tried them, because down there, let me know if you've tried them and what you thought of them. Again, I don't think they're for every project, but that single ply, I think that'll be good for that project. Okay, that's 3 T-shirts. Seriously? So what is she doing for the last one? She's a nut from way back. This is all stacked up for a love note. Yeah, really. It's a bad picture, but this is by Tin Can Knits, and I'd like to try it. I'm not a big mohair fan. I made that one ranunculus with mohair. This will just be Celadon Madtosh Merino Light. Where is the, there we go, the split up. Madelinetosh Merino Light. I had gotten this for something else, decided not to do it, so it's been sitting for a bit. One of my favorite colors, really. Look at that, beautiful. Now, is that all I'm going to knit on, cast on in July? I don't know. Am I going to cast them on? I don't know. But they're in the lineup. It makes no difference. Now, none of those look like gifts, huh? Well, that's because I still haven't decided about gifts. My kids really are over the socks. Scarves were last year. Everybody got scarves. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may make some mittens for them, and we'll be discussing that as a make-along in a bit. But that won't be until November, so hold on to that thought. And, you know, those of you that have been here a bit know that I got a whole pile of whips that I need to finish. And a couple of those in there are for Christmas presents. So they're already cast on, can't count them towards this, but that's okay. So that's what I'm making. Down below, I want you to tell me what you're making, what you're casting on. And, you know, even include, like, I'm using, you know, an acrylic from Michael's that's been in my stash for 10 years. And I'm making hats for my grandkids. And, you know, just let me know what you're doing. I think it's fun to be in a group. It's like going to stitching, bitch, you know? Am I supposed to say that on here? But that's what we called it back in the day. Yeah, knitting natter, whatever you call it, knit night. Yeah, we'd say, hey, what's that in? You know, oh, I like that color. Where'd you get it? You know, yeah, tell me all the deets because I'm nosy that way. Yeah, so tell me what you're making, what you're casting on. And if you still haven't committed to any of this, you don't need, it's just for fun. Something to get us out of the mindset that it's 180 degrees outside. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to tell you today. And I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please like, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y things. I've gotten quite a few new viewers in the last, couple months, and I appreciate all of you. I also have a Ko-fi account. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, that'd be great. Or in this case, a skein of yarn, like I need it. Yeah, right. Or a pair of prim needles, or, basically what that goes to is postage when I send out prizes. So anyway, please try and join us for Christmas casting on in July. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Again, tell me what you're making. See ya. Knit in peace.